Hey, Cent and Mo. Welcome to the live stream. Good evening. How are you? I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are having a good Friday. Okay, my is encourage yourself. So, how do y'all feel about encouraging yourself? Because the reason why I asked that question, sometimes we wait for others to encourage us instead of encouraging ourselves. And a lot of times, okay, okay. But anyway, we wait for people to. Sometimes we think people are going to encourage us, but to be honest, it's really up to us to encourage ourselves because sometimes people are not going to tell you anything nice. Some will, but a lot of times you can't wait for others to encourage you to make you feel better about yourself. You got to have that in you for yourself. I thank you all for coming into the live stream. Just sitting back watching. But have y'all had a busy Friday? Yeah, we have to be our own. That's right, own cheerleader. Because so many times, if you don't, you can be doing something good, but it's just some people they not going to tell you anything nice. And sometimes a person or people be waiting, feel like, well, they should have told me something. No, you got to do it yourself. It's sometimes people don't mean any harm by not encouraging you, but you just got to do it for yourself. And once you encourage yourself, you feel better. It kind of makes you feel better because you one thing about it, you know you're being true to yourself. A lot of times people might just tell you something because they think that's what you want to hear. So have you all been to the grocery store and getting a lot of grocery like the people are doing around here? I went to the grocery store and believe me, it was a busy day there today. So but we do what we gotta do. But when it come around to talking about the coronavirus, we just gonna have to trust God. We do what we supposed to do, and that's all we can do. We have our faith in God, and He will take care of us. So have you all been making any new videos yet? What's your last video? I did a video with Butterfinger. Do you all like Butterfinger cake? I made a Butterfinger cake video. My daughter like it. I haven't tasted. Okay, okay. So you feel like it's a distraction. Okay. But yeah, just remember whatever you do to encourage yourself and don't wait on others to do it. Because if you wait on them, sometimes you won't get encouraged. I like encouraging people rather, but everybody don't feel that way. Some people, they just don't. I know we think different, but if you encourage someone, sometimes it's kind of, I would use the word, it kind of brightens their day because you never know what people are going through or how they're feeling. And it's just always good to encourage others. That's the way I do when I watch others' videos. I like to leave a comment, and I think it make people feel better if you tell them something nice. But you still got to do it for yourself. But What else do y'all want to talk about? I just use that for my topic. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because if you ever watch, I go live stream, and I've never really have a set date in a date or a day. So I just kind of like I use word I kind of pop on in here and I be off. I don't stay on in the live stream long. But if you want to talk about something, we can chat about it. So how's the weather where you all are? It's warm here today. We've been getting a lot of rain, but it's nice here today. But I believe it's a little warmer. I think yesterday was a little warmer than it is today. Hey, Sherry Young. It's my sister, y'all. She's speaking to you, Senate Mo. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing good, but I don't know what I'm going to eat for supper. I fried some chicken, but I don't know what else I'm going to eat. So Sharon, what's for supper? No, I'm hitting you. What? Oh, okay. Well, I've eaten some chicken already. I've had I didn't eat a lot of it, but I don't know. I might not eat anymore. I might have to eat something different. But Sharon, you know to encourage yourself, right? Because if you wait for others to encourage you, a lot of times you are going to come up left. You can't sit and expect for others to encourage you and don't do it yourself. Sort of like they say you gotta pat your own self on the you gotta pat your own self sometime on the shoulder because people mean well, but you gotta have that in you. Self motivation is the best sometimes, even when things don't look like they're going right. Talk the situation, talk the situation up, not down. That's true. Talk it up, not down. Because we have what we say we have. A lot of times we don't realize that, but you got to be positive, even though sometimes we have some doubts. And if anybody say they don't have doubts, that's good. But sometimes it's happened to me. We have doubts, but you got to talk yourself. You got to talk the situation up. And you keep talking that situation up. And when you know anything, things working out for you. But you gotta believe in yourself. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can and what you cannot do, because you know what you're capable of. I think we all know what we're capable of doing. And I don't think we should let others tell us what to do when we know what we're supposed to be doing ourselves. And then don't let anybody discourage you also. If they can't encourage you, don't let them discourage you. Do what's best for you and don't do what others want you to do. And that way you'll see where you are in life. If you let people tell you what you should be doing, a lot of times it's not necessarily true. You have to, really, you should pray about it and don't just let anyone come tell you, well, you shouldn't do that. I mean, you're not ready for that. You're not talented enough for that, or you're not smart enough for that. A lot of times you don't need to listen to that kind of talk, even though sometimes a person can tell you something, but a lot of times you don't let people tell you what you can't do, because a lot of times that's discouraging you to tell you what you can't do. So sometimes you have to do things in a nice way and just don't want to listen to it when a person is always coming to you. Our people, it don't have to be just one person. Sometimes it can be people telling you what you shouldn't do. And a lot of times after listening to those people, then they'll kind of have you in doubt. And then you let people make you doubt and think, well, she said I couldn't do it. And then next, that kind of like put a damper on things for you. Then next you feel that way. So it's very important who you listen to. Is very important who you let give you advice. So just the best thing you can do is just don't let nobody discourage you. Even though sometimes people can make things seem like, well, what I'm saying is true. Can't you see this is not working for you now? Sometimes, believe it or not, it's a time. It's a time and a season. Some things don't work for us when we think they should. It doesn't mean it's not going to work, but you got to have patience and keep believing in yourself. What worked for others doesn't work for everybody, because we're different. So I hope you all have a good weekend, and I hope everybody be safe. Sharon, is there anything else you want to talk about? You want to chat about? We can chat. And I'm gonna say this. I'll say keep the faith. It doesn't matter how things are looking right now. Keep going. Keep being. Keep encouraging yourself, and keep doing what you're doing. And if you know you're doing right, right always win. Don't let nobody tell you because you're doing the right thing. Is things not gonna work out for you. You got to take some crooks and bends here. That's not necessarily so. And I can say that for I did a video, and I did this video was about I think the title of it is the name of it. I think it's stink spray, I believe. And if it's not, it might be fart spray. I believe it's fart spray. And I did the video with my husband. He got here from work, and when he stepped in, I had sprayed. And I'm just different. I don't try to do everything like everybody else do. And after he came in, I sprayed and I pretended as though it was a prank. And I pretended as though it was some kind of air freshener for the home. And that was really funny to me. But the thing, I'm going to make my point, I didn't get a lot of views on it. And a person told me they want you to be cursing. Okay, you mean to tell me I need to start cursing because so I can get a lot of views on my fart spray video? No, ma'am. No, sir. And I mean, if I have to do that to get views, that's not my character. So you have to learn to do what you do. Don't get out of your character for people. And if that was my way of talking, it would be something different. But that's not my way of talking. So no, I'm not going to use profanity to get a lot of views. So that particular video got about I think it has about 93 views. And then it's kind of short. But if I gotta do what I mean, just get out of my character to get some views, no, it's not going to be worth it. So therefore, I have to keep encouraging myself and keep going. You know, you got to be yourself. I did another live stream about be yourself. And you don't just do things for people to pat you on your back. Now, that's not the way we're supposed to do. And so my topic, I'm going to continue to encourage myself because I'm not going to do some things that I'm not capable of doing. I like having fun, but for me, profanity, that's just not my character. That's just not my way of talking. So therefore, I'm going to keep encouraging myself and I'm going to keep going. And I encourage others to do the same thing. And then I just laugh a lot anyway. I mean, the video was so funny to me. And it was a prank that I did from pull on my husband, but I just really couldn't compose myself well enough. A lot of times I would do videos and I'm just a laugher. So when it come around to doing different videos, I just can't, I'm not really, I can't hold my laughter in good enough for me to do a lot of prank videos. I'd be so tickled because I started singing a song today. And I wasn't recording. I wasn't doing a video. I started singing, and my daughter, she put her little own part to that song, and I was just as tickled as that was so funny to me. So some things others do is just not for everybody. I mean, I like the prank videos, but if I got to do it myself, I'm going to be too tickled. That's just the way I am. I'm going to get me a laugh probably when others are looking and they can keep a straight face. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep a straight face long. But always do you. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do another prank video, but as a whole, I think I just laugh a little too much. You know, anytime you're doing something and you know about it, and it be supposed to be my little prank video, and I be so tickled. I be tickled as I'm just gonna be honest. I just laugh so much. But hey, Topaz Blessings, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. I hope you're doing well today. But I was just talking about I'm just saying your name. Encourage yourself because a lot of times people wait for others to encourage them. And if you wait on others to encourage you, I'm gonna use these words here. You just gonna come up left because a lot of times people are not going to tell you anything to encourage you. You have to have that in yourself. A lot of times you can be sitting waiting and thinking, say, well, she should have told me this, or he should have told me that. And Topaz, my sister Sharon, is speaking to you. But a lot of times we'll think people should encourage us, and sometimes it's not gonna happen. I mean, everybody's not gonna say, well, you know, a lot of people are not gonna say, well, you did really well today. I like the way you handled that. Some people are not encouragers, but then We're different, and if you're an encourager, you have to keep being you. But I was just talking about that. So you have to have that in you. You know, you have to sometimes, like for me, a lot of times I be talking, and I just get, I laugh a lot. So sometimes I can say some things, and I can just say some stuff, and I'm gonna get a laugh saying something myself. And a lot of times I'm talking to my sister, and she say different things, and I just be so tickled. And so a lot of times I'm not a good prank person at all. But Topaz, Sharon, I believe you all know that already. You got to learn to encourage yourself because you just can't wait on other people. You can't do it. Because if you wait on them, sometimes you're not going to get to where you're going. Sometimes you have to get out there and just do it yourself. And then sooner or later, sometimes someone will come along and just tell you what you really need to hear. And then, but you got to just keep going. Don't give up on your whatever you're doing because people are not telling you, giving compliments or comment. Just keep going. Because a lot of times, if you stop and you get discouraged, sometimes it's kind of hard to get back on track. What do you think about that, Topaz? Do you agree or disagree? Yeah, encouragement to ourselves. So, that's just a good thing to me, to be able to do that because you just can't really wait on others. You got to keep going. You got to keep doing what you're doing. As long as you know you're doing the right thing, never let anybody discourage you because it's just that way. Some people can know you're doing something really well, and instead of telling you something nice, they're not going to say anything. So sometimes if people don't say anything, don't stop. You keep doing what's right, and eventually just doing what you know is right, it's going to work out anyway. That's just where I just like encouraging people. I watch a video with that peas salad or something like that, and I've never tried a salad like that before. I like salad, but I've just never. That's true. Yeah, it comes from within. Yeah. And then I know, I believe at some point in time, I believe most people, if we really just want to keep it real, I believe most people face discouragement. But somehow, if you can just get back up and try it again and just keep going, eventually things will work for you. But you just got to have faith and know. Don't let anybody tell you, say, well, now you see this didn't work for you. And then sometimes you say, well, you're right. Yeah, well, you're right. And you get to talking like that when you know the thing, you kind of talking yourself down. Okay, your mom used to make English pea salad all the time. Okay, I never made that before, and I never tried it before. I like salad, but I just never saw one made like that before. But when usually salad, that's healthy eating. Yeah, it is. I believe it is. But yeah, we do. We have to have faith. And faith, when you have faith, that's good. because we know for ourselves, we know we can't see faith. And a lot of times we pray about something, and that's where our faith have to come in, because you can't see it. We all can want something to happen, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for us, but sometimes it's just timing. A lot of times that's where we can give up quick when we see, oh my goodness, this didn't work out the way I thought it. It doesn't mean it's not going to work out, but sometimes it doesn't work when we want it to work. Then that doesn't mean we'll say, okay, it didn't happen then, I'm just going to give up on it. No, don't give up. Because sometimes when you give up, you be close to getting to where you really need to be. And sometimes that's more easily said than done. But I would always like to tell people, if they ask me for advice, I try to encourage them, because everybody need encouragement. And I'm not gonna ever say no, everybody. Hey, researching your roots. Welcome to the live stream. I've been missing your live stream. Are you all right? How's things been going for you? It's been a while since I saw you been in one of your live streams. Are you okay? Okay, your mom left ham for the meat. She left ham for the meat. It really, yeah, yeah. I know ham is good. So researching your roots. So how have you been? I've been missing seeing you. Well, I always try to be um I always try to be positive. I think we are put here to encourage others, not tear others down. I don't think that's the way we're supposed to be. Sometimes, oh, okay, your name is Debbie. Okay, okay, okay. But I think we are supposed to encourage one another, not discourage. And I don't see why it's so hard not to encourage one another. You know, when you be kind to people, when you treat people right, to me, that goes a long way. And if you always, just say, for instance, if I go and visit someone, I'm being honest, I want them to treat me, that person or people, I want them to be kind to me, because I want to be kind to others. And that's what we're really put here to help one another, to love one another, not put one another down. We don't supposed to do that. And if you see somebody doing something, it's okay to say, well, you did a good job, or that's nice, or whatever. But then people don't see things the same. But that's just the way I am. So maybe others don't see it that way. We're not here to tear one another down. I know that's not right. Even though a lot of times that happens, it's not right. But you can't change people. The only thing we can do is try to do others right ourselves. And sometimes when people see what you do and when it's right, that looks good to that person or those people. Eventually it helps them to want to do things the right way. So, I always want to practice of trying to do people right, because that's just the right way. A lot of times it can be some things might not look right to me, but I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, because we are not supposed to do that. We can just only try to do right ourselves. And the best thing we can do is just say, well, let's try to see the good in this. And then if we see something and we don't like what we see, let's just try to keep quiet about it. And then sometimes you can help a person and go back and tell them different things to help themselves, because I like for people to help me. I like for people to tell me the truth, And it just the way we're supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta, the ones that know it. A lot of times I'm gonna be honest, we we do things, and sometimes people do things different. A lot of times they do things different. Because I do things different. Because sometimes it has something to do with the way we've been raised. And it just simple things sometimes seem like we would know to do, but everybody have not been raised the same. Some parents were strict, and some parents are not strict. So it just things we have to look at, and we expect for people to do things like we do, and sometimes it's not going to happen. And it can be just simple as just saying good morning to a person. When you're in a building, I think it's just proper to me to speak to people, but some people not going to do it. You know, yeah. Well, sometimes we're right at the door of our breakthrough, and then we'll want to stop and just say, "Well, look like this is just not working," and you be so close to getting it. You're so close to getting your blessing, and sometimes people want to say, and we sometimes we feel like, "Well, it look like it's not working." It's working. It is working. When that's just like when we pray for something. When you ask the Lord for something, you might feel like when I look like this prayer, put things into motion and just make it happen right then. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. And it doesn't mean that He's not going to answer our prayer, but we have to have faith and then also patience and just keep feeling like and encouraging yourself. I've waited this long. However, I can keep waiting. I can wait a little longer. But you can't throw in the towel, because when you throw in that towel, really, and it's hard to get back up once you fall back down, you know. And that's the way I feel about it. You just sometimes you just gotta speak it. You gotta speak it into yourself. That's why you can't wait on others, because if you wait on others a lot of time, you're not gonna get to where you're going, you know. Okay, call you Topaz or Debbie. Okay, well, either way, whichever one you want me to call you. But you just got to keep going. Keep having faith. Keep encouraging yourself. When people tell you you're not going to make it, you got to tell them, I'm going to make it. And you know what? Lots of times you don't have to tell people anything. You just show them you're going to make it, you know, because if you start saying, if you start saying you're not going to make it, and that get into your spirit, sometime when you know anything, you're going to feel like actually you'll feel like you're not gonna make it. And then I'm gonna be honest, I like listening to people advice, but it's some people advice you don't need. You don't need everybody advice. You don't need everybody to come up and tell you something, because a lot of times people come up and they give advice, and when you after you sit and think about that, you know that advice is not good for you. People might give advice and say, well, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. And deep down in your heart or whatever, you know you should do it. And you come and you let this certain person tell you what not to do, and you should do it. You know when you're doing what's right. And then you listen to this person come in and give you advice. And next, when you know anything, you discouraged again, because it was something that you should have done. So we all need to just learn to. I'm like this. If I can't tell a person anything nice, I just believe in being quiet. Kind of don't try to. I just believe in being kind to people. If I can give you some advice, I'm going to give it to you. And then sometimes if I don't know what to say, don't say anything. We don't have the answers to everything. It doesn't matter how smart we are. We don't have all the answers. So I don't want to get to where I feel like where if someone come and ask me, say, well, Deborah, what you think about this? Like I tell my children, I said, pray about it. Because I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. And when people pretend they have all the answers. I know that's not so. You can give advice, but we don't have all the answers. It doesn't matter how smart we are, we don't have all the answers, you know. And so just keep encouraging yourself, even though things can look so, sometimes things can just look so discouraging, but you just keep going, you know. And when you know anything, it's gonna happen for you. It sometimes it's not on our time. It's not in our time. A lot of times we want things to happen right now, and it doesn't. Doesn't mean that your prayer is not answered. It just sometimes it's a time and a season. And when that season come and that time is time, it's gonna work for you. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Try to just keep being encouraged and try to keep the faith. And that's all you can do. You know, you can try. That's just like you get up and you cook. And sometimes you might look and say, well, this didn't turn out like I wanted to turn out. But encourage yourself. Anyway, it just simple things we can encourage ourselves. It might not be like we want it to be, but be thankful and be encouraged that you are blessed to be able to get up and do things. It's simple things. I just believe in being thankful for little things. And when you encourage yourself and encourage others, that's just a nice thing to me, you know. But everybody, I'm sure, doesn't see it that way. And that's just the way I think about it. I mean, you all give me your opinion. So don't ever feel like when you pray, don't ever feel like your prayers are not being answered. Because I've talked about in my video, I've been crippled, and I never knew that a person's foot could hurt so bad. But I kept praying about it, and I prayed, and to be honest, to tell you the truth, I felt like I wasn't gonna get back to feeling normal. But I kept the faith. And I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't need nobody to come telling me, now, Deborah, you know your foot is not going to get well. And you know you're not going to be able to walk like you used to walk. I didn't need nobody to come and discourage me. And I kept moving, but I would be hurting so bad. But eventually, after praying, it didn't happen for me right then because it had been left up to me. I wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't have been in pain uh, at all. And I mean, this went on for I don't know how long, but I kept going and I kept trusting God. And eventually, my foot has been healed. Now, if I was somebody would have came and told me, said, Darren, you know what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna have to do this, and you just may as well just get somewhere and lay down all day and all that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need discouragement. And I know a lot of times people give advice. They mean well. But sometimes well advice, somebody's meaning well, doesn't mean they're speaking right or truth. Yes, he hears us. And if and when he answers us, it's his perfect timing. Yes, it is. Timing. Timing means a lot. Whether people believe it or not, timing means a lot. You know, um, everybody advice isn't good. The enemy can send a negative. Yeah, an enemy. I mean, everybody advice, and like I say, a lot of time people can mean well. And everything that sounds good is not really necessarily what you need to hear, you know. So you can't just take everybody's advice and run with it because sometimes you're going to get some wrong advice. And wrong advice, if you don't think for yourself and can be easy to be misled, it can kind of get you off track a little bit. So that's why sometimes people might say, well, it's sometimes I can listen to people talk and I might not say anything, But if you're going to give people advice, don't just tell them anything just to say, well, at least I answered a question. No, I want to hear right. I need what's right. I need to hear what's right, not just something to say, well, we had a good conversation going. Because people, a lot of times, you can help a person, or you can help people by telling them the truth. But now, really, to be honest, you're not helping a person, just telling them something. You know, if somebody come and ask me what you think about this, and I feel like I don't have the right answer, I think I need to tell them, say, now you need to pray about this, because there's no such thing as we all have the answers for everything. I don't pretend that I do. No, a lot of times everyone advice isn't good because we can say things and it sound right. Because it sound right doesn't make it be right, you know. But it's all of it just we just got to know for ourselves what's best for us, and just don't take everybody's advice and run with it. And then when we get out and talk to other people, let's just be encouragers. But you know what? Believe it or not, to be encouraging people, that's kind of like got to be a way you got to have about yourself. Because if that's not in you, you're really, to be honest, this is just my opinion. If that's not in you to know how to encourage people at times, you don't know how to give the right answer. So we got to, I feel like that has to be in us, sort of like a person's personality, because some people, they can tell you something, but when you sit down and get to yourself and think about it, you can think about it and say, nah, nah, I know. You don't want to be rude to nobody. I don't want to be rude to nobody. But when you have time to get and just sit and think to yourself, now for yourself, you're gonna say, nah, no, I know that wasn't right there, man. But you don't want to be rude, but everybody is just not giving. Everybody just not giving good advice. And just like for me, I like the things to be peaceful. And I don't like a lot. I just don't like drama, you know. And some people might say, well, what you think about this? Should I do this? Well, I'm not going to give you advice to go and do anything wrong. I like peace. If I can give you where you can not go out there and make some bad choices, I want to be able to tell you that. I don't want you to go and do something for me to just sit here and be tickled about it all day long. I love to laugh. But I don't want to laugh about some foolishness that where I might have could have helped a person to keep them from making a bad choice. That's what we need to hear. We need to laugh. We need to enjoy life. We need to definitely love one another. But we need to be able to tell people something to help them. Laugh a little. And I say laugh a little, but I laugh a lot. But anyway, we just and then you have to encourage who allow you to encourage them, you know. And that's just the way I think about it. Be kind to people, be loving, and then you just gotta, I use the word, you gotta stay in your lane, even with people. Sometimes it just all depends. Some people, if it seems like they don't want to be bothered, I'm not gonna say anything to them. You can't just get out here and just put yourself off on people. A lot of people don't want your advice. You can't give everybody advice. You can kind of, if sometimes I think about it like this, if people don't receive you when you go to talk to those people, you have to back off. That's only common sense. You can't just go and say, well, look, I'm just going to tell you what I want to tell you. And this, that. No, you don't just go to people like that. You have to talk to who want you to talk to them. And that way, you won't go in there being so bold and get your feeling hurt. Because to be honest, I look at people, and a lot of times I look at people and I kind of get a good look at them. I really look at people hard. And when I look at people, I'm trying to kind of put this thing together. And it's possible I'm not going to say that much to you because sometimes people don't want you to to tell them anything. And I'm not quick to speak like that. And I look and I'm trying to see, can I, maybe I'm going to see, can I talk to you first before I just try to start a conversation with you? But as a whole, we got to just do what we supposed to do and encourage who wants encouragement. Everybody doesn't want that, you know. And then from where I live in the South, people here to me, we're friendly. You know, we are friendly. We get out and we speak to one another. And a lot of times you can go to some places and yes, we have to pray, or we can be easily misled. A lot of times we can be misled. You're right. I want to know the voice of God speaking through the right person. Yeah, you gotta, I think you're gonna pretty much know that because when you're talking to, they're gonna get back to advice. Study to show thyself approved. When you know the word, people can come and tell you some things. And a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest, tell you the truth. People can twist the word around a little bit too now. But that's where you gotta read for yourself. Sometimes we can add a little bit, and sometimes we can take a little away, and you need to hear the truth. Because that's the only thing that's gonna help us is the truth. You know, I'm kind of gonna say this being funny. If I get ready to leave home, and I'm just gonna say this in a sort of like in a funny way, but I'm gonna make a point. Get ready to leave home, and I ask somebody, now, is this shirt okay? What I have on? Okay, if my shirt, now this is just an example. If I get ready to leave and I have a hole in the back of my shirt and it's big enough to put my head through it, and I'd rather for a person to tell me, say, well, now, Deborah, that just be honest, tell you the truth. That looks a mess what you have on. Do you want that person to tell you, that look nice, that's cute what you got on? A cute shirt with a hole in it that big, I would rather for a person to tell me, if I were you, I wouldn't wear the shirt. It looks a mess. I like truth, And a lot of people might get offended when you speak truth. But that's the only way you're helping people. Because I'm getting back to my example. If a person don't tell me, say, Deborah, your shirt, that shirt looks awful. And you get out there and you go out, other people going to be standing behind you laughing at you. You know why? Because you rather get a compliment that your shirt is cute than for somebody to tell you the truth and say, well, the shirt looks off to me because it has a big hole in the back. Only thing that can help you be honest, tell you, is for a friend, a family to tell you the truth. In order to tell people the truth, you got to do it in a loving way. You got to do it in a kind way because some people are easy to be offended. And you just can't go at people in a rude way and tell them in a bad way. That just looks awful. You got to do things in a loving way because sometimes you can win people or a person over being loving, not rude. That's just something as for like just in live streams. A lot of times a lot of times I don't do live streams, but I think I should be able to, when people enter this live stream, I should be kind to them. Make people feel welcome. Uh, Sometimes people can come in and make a comment or something, and it might be as they might use spam words. I don't know much about that. I'm just being honest about all these different spam words. But I feel like when that person entered the live stream, let them come in and get a little comfortable before I get on them so hard about a spam word. Be kind. You have to be kind to people in order to win them over. It's not what you even say to people. It's how you say it. And you just can't go at people so hard. Time they just are. You got to be able to win people over to want to do things better. You got to be an example. And in being an example, you got to be able to talk to people, being kind to them, yet tell them the truth. But just don't go at a person so hard till they just say, now I can't even go. I just don't even want to hear Deborah talk because, I don't want to be rude to people. because at the beginning and end of the day, how you treat people. Don't ever think people are not watching. People watch treat them. People watch how you interact with others. And so it's just not about just encouraging. It's just it's a mixture of things. It's being kind to people. Sometimes when you be kind to people, there sometimes a person can just look so mean. But sometimes people just want to hear something nice. And a lot of times we can just kind of uplift the person by just saying, you looking mean, but I know you're not mean. Sometimes you just have to, you're right, Sharon, the wrong approach leads to the wrong response. It's how you respond to people. And like I said in your live, Debbie, a soft answer turneth away wrath. And a lot of times people approaches the next person or next people wrong and quite natural. Excuse me, I got to go to the door. But let me get back to this. A lot of times we can approach people wrong, and then if they kind of feel like they want to jump on us, uh, people feel like they want to get mad with you. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to know how to treat people. It's not about just being rude to people. It doesn't make me any different. I'm sitting right here. I'm just gonna be honest. So many times I don't have a lot of people in my live stream, and I tell this story so many times because I never set a date. I never set a date. But you got to be kind to people, and it's not all about just I'm gonna use the word just be kind to people. That's just how I am. Because the wrong approach leads to the wrong response, like Sharon, like she commented, and that is so true. And a lot of times if you don't know how to respond to people, and they gonna get mad with you. I'm just gonna be honest. And I'm just gonna be honest and tell you the truth. If I don't like the way people treat me, I'm not gonna make a video about it because to me that's unnecessary. To each his own. But if I don't like the way people treat me, I bag off. I bag off. It's nothing to get on the phone and tell everybody about it. But if you know for yourself, if we don't treat one another right, and I'm not going to act like I'm so easygoing to where I'm just gonna I'm just gonna take that and I'll just go ahead and no, if I don't like the way people treat me, I don't make a big deal out of it, but I bag off. So it's just very important. It's very important to me to know how to treat people. It's not about what we know and all that because a lot of times people don't care. Let me speak for myself. A lot of times people might feel like, well, I'm so much smarter than others. I don't really care about that. I don't care about what people know. I need to know you care. We can be so smart, but then we might not care about other people. It just everything is just not about being so smart. It's about the love for your fellow man. And a lot of times we got to show love, and we don't have to be rude to one another. You know, we don't have to be rude to one another. Everybody, yeah, we miss our mark because I miss mine. But my goal is to know how to treat people. And my goal is that's my goal, to know how to treat people and to stay humble, to be humble, you know. And when people talk to me, I want them to be able to come and talk to me and just be loving. But now I'm gonna keep it real now. If I just don't have any intentions of mistreating anybody. That's not my intention. But if somebody mistreat me, I'm not gonna pretend like, well, I just went and I just cried all night. No, I'm not going to cry about it, period. Because one thing about it, I've learned that after I've gotten older, you don't have to really, to be honest, tell you the truth, you don't really have to worry about how people treat you. You don't have to worry about it. Give it to God. Because a lot of times when we try to take matters into our own hand, see, that's where the mess gonna come in. Yeah, they want to hear a kind word, and we need to be able to give it to them. We need to be able to give people kind words. And it be some days, it just all depends. Sometimes people don't mean to be rude, but sometimes, some people just might say, well, they had a tough day, and they might kind of fly off the handle. You have to give folks a break, but you have to give them a break because I tell you what we have to do, what we're supposed to do. I say it that way. We're supposed to forgive. And just because we forgive people, that doesn't mean that uh, we're going to keep letting them hurt us now. It doesn't mean that either. A lot of times people might think, well, I forgive them, and if they come back again, I think we're supposed to forgive every time. But when you don't like the way you're being treated, I'll never say don't forgive, but you don't just stand there and let people keep mistreating you. It's a time to bag out of some things. Forgive, but you got to keep going. That's just the way it is. But being kind, encouraging others, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to try to make anybody feel bad, because that's not Christ like. It could be some things people might do or say I don't like, but I shouldn't feel like I want to make that person feel bad. It's a way. If that person is approachable, it's a way to go to a person and talk to them. It's a way to even let people know when they've hurt your feeling. But everybody you can't go to them. Some people you can't do it because people are different. Some people don't want to be corrected. And believe it or not, when people don't want to be corrected, that's pretty hard to deal with. And even in correcting others, you still got to go at it in the right way. Because if you don't, it's going to be a problem. But I hope y'all going to have a good weekend because I'm going to be in. I'm going to be right here at home. I went to the grocery store and there was so many people there. And I had just went Wednesday and I went back again today. And I think I'm just going to be at home. And believe me, that's not a problem for me. I love being at home. Sometimes people be saying, I just want to go out here and I just want to go there. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It doesn't bother me at all to be at home. Sometimes we go out, but as a whole, when I can get home, I'm so satisfied. I am so pleased. But we just got to keep loving one another. And then that's what we're supposed to do. Whether we do it or not, we're supposed to love one another. Show love. You're right. Show love. And love is to me, it's just not all the time about just talking. A lot of times I hear a lot of talk, and I'm just gonna be honest. People use that word so loosely. Love, people tell one another, "I love you" and all that, and it's okay to say it, but sometimes I just don't see it, and I realize love is an action thing. I just say, for instance, when we really love one another, we're gonna try one another. And it's not just about all time giving, because sometimes it can be a person that's not able to give. But you're going to know when a person love you, it's going to show even in just small things. Love going to get right back to encouraging one another. Love will make you tell people sometimes to make them laugh when they feel like crying. You just have to have that love inside of you. And that's what I don't like a lot of talk about love. I just really don't. And the reason why I don't, because so many times I hear that, and so many times I don't see it. So when people say uh they love one another, I sit there and I just be looking, because it's just something. I mean, I just to me, you just gotta show love, and not all the time, because sometimes it's like it just even on this live stream. I kind of feel like it's a lot of people. I wouldn't say this, but to me, Topaz, I just feel like in a way we kind of like have a connection, and I can't. It's just good to be able to sense that. You know, it's good when you can feel like you got some people that's going to support you, and you just kind of, everybody, you don't get that feeling about. And it's good to feel that way, because some things are not really, some people talk to you, but you don't, I say just really don't sense it. And then we can give out vibes and stuff, and you don't know where I live, and I really don't know where you live. But it's some things you can just be around people. Sometimes you can go and be in other people's company, and you can just feel the vibe, and you can feel the sincerity. You know when people care about you, and when you know when people care about you is because when they're close by, you're gonna be able to. You just can sense it. You're gonna be able to tell, and you're gonna know when people love you, and you're gonna know. I'm just gonna be honest here today, and then you're gonna know when people don't love you too, because I have some kind of way my eye gets stuck to my glass. I have so many different pair of glasses, but you're gonna kind of know when people love you and when they don't. It shows, you know, and all we got to go by is what people show us, because your action, when you action, just a action thing, just gonna just stand out, not just a whole lot of good talk action, you know. And when we love one another, that means we're not gonna try to hurt one another. I got some chicken in there, and that's the way it is. Love gonna make you want to treat your fellow man right. Love is yeah, that's right. Not make anyone feel bad. Right. People are different. But when you love people, you're not gonna try to make that person feel like, okay, you just gonna, make people try to feel bad. Love is when we love one another, that's gonna get right back to telling one another the truth. You don't just tell a person anything just to have something to laugh at. Love will make you tell a person, say, now look, you should try to do better than what you're doing towards that person or those people. But you can't tell them in an ugly way. You know why? When you don't know how to talk to people, if you're not careful, that person gonna turn right around and tell you off too. They'll turn around and tell you off too. So you just gotta try to do things in the right way. Love just it's a good thing to have love. Okay, they did. They suspended y'all's church service other than online. Okay, okay. Well, at least you can just see it on. You can watch it online. That's good too. Okay, you enjoy being at home. Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna say this. When you brought that, you mentioned that you commented about church. You know what? We can be at home and we still can love people. A lot of time people might look what I missed Sunday today. I didn't go. I mean, I missed church today, and you know what? We are the church. We are the church. So when you there at home, and if your service was suspended, you still the church. You know, and a lot of times we have to look at how we treat people when we leave that building on Sunday, because when we get to that church on Sunday, usually the average person gonna try to act, let me say, nice or fair. So that's good. You still be able to do watch service online, because we are the church. The church is a building, and we go there, and the church is a group of believers, and we need to be the church anyway, even when we're at home. And that way, we still doing what we're supposed to do, and not just wait till on Sunday and be the church. It's a lot of things that we need to that we're learning. It's a lot of things I'm learning, but when you know how to treat people and when you love people, you love God. God is love. So you just don't when you miss a Sunday, you're still at church, you know. And we know we're supposed to go to church, but the church is in. We are the church. So that way, even though you're gonna be at home Sunday, you're gonna when you do your deeds and you love people and you treat them right, and you're not missing your mark. To me, when we miss our mark is when we don't have love for one another. And then you know what? We got to love everybody. It makes no difference. We might not like the way people treat us, but we still got to love everybody. We're supposed to. We got to love. We got to even love our enemies. But y'all, I've enjoyed you all. Y'all ready for me to get off here? Because I usually don't be on here this long. Well, yeah, I want to, I just I want to do the best I can. You know, I don't say because a lot of times I miss my mark. But believe me, I'm not practicing on it. And I want to, when I sing those songs, I don't want to just be singing and just singing and doing something totally different. So some songs I won't sing them because some songs I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of times I don't agree with some of the lyrics in them because now believe it or not, some songs are not really truthful. And I have certain songs I want to sing, and certain songs I may add my little words in it, because still I want to be truthful even in singing. But we're learning. We all learning. And the only way you don't learn, you don't want to learn. And we should always have ourselves where people can come to us and tell us something to help us. There is no such thing as can't nobody tell me anything. No, I want somebody to be able to tell me something. I want to have that kind of relationship where people can tell me, because that's the only way you can learn is people telling you something. That's just like in school. When you go to school, if you can't listen, nobody can tell you anything. How can you learn? So we learning, but we still got a ways to go. That go for me too, but I'm trying. But we're gonna encourage one another. That don't mean people. Sometimes you just got to be yourself. That's just how I am. Just encourage others, and sometimes you can't expect it back from other people. But y'all, if you're ready for me to end this chat, I end if you have any questions, because usually I don't talk this long. I must be. This is just a little joke, y'all. I must be ate too much ice cream today. I ate some ice cream, but I'm just having fun now. But anyway, I usually don't let my live stream go this long. But eventually, I'm going to get to where I'm going to do a certain day and date, and I'm going to get it down packed eventually. But I want to say that I appreciate you all for coming to the live stream. And if there's anything else you want to chat about, let me know, because I'm fixing to, as they say, I'm fixing to sign off. If you have any more questions, let me know. because I'm about to end, and I really appreciate you all for coming in. Okay, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe and keep encouraging one another. God bless.